Hello everyone, this is Lilamani Acharya, and today I'm going to share my research-based reflection on one of the most topical problem in the field of early childhood education in Australia, namely called as staff retention. Leadership in early childhood education is neither about running a program nor making sure the lesson followed, but rather developing a favorable professional climate which the educator feel appreciated, supported, encouraged to develop. In my opinion, leaders are essential in establishing strategic direction and creating environments that support collaboration, reflection, and constant improvement, as the SECQA 2017 reminds us. Nevertheless, over the recent years, the sector experienced the severe problem of retaining qualified and enthusiastic educators. A growing workforce crisis has been caused by higher turnover rates, low wages, workload pressures, as well as emotional burnout. This also has direct consequences on the quality of learning experience of children, family involvement, and the stability of early learning services. In my reflection, I'm going to start by explaining the problem of employee retention in the Australian context. Thereafter, I'll determine the risk involved in relation to every early years learning framework version 2, YALF version 2.0, and the National Quality Standard NQS. Lastly, I will discuss evidence-based steps that are based on the academic literature and policy documents to overcome these barriers and reinforcements. Professional culture in the early childhood environment. So, Section 1, Understanding the issue with staff retention in Australian early childhood education. The problem of retaining the staff has taken its place among the most burning workforce issues in the Australian early childhood education and the care field. SCE CQA 2023 states the educator turnover remains high in the country and many educators abandon the profession after being employed in the field for the first 5 years. It's the reason are complex as they are low salaries relative to other occupations, lack of professional development, excessive workloads, and general lack of professional appreciation. Quality learning and care depend on the early childhood educators. Their skills, stability, and connection with the children and families are central to the success of positive results as per the ELF. Wherever the teachers become demoralized and discouraged when they perceive they are underestimated or overworked, according to Road 2013. The sense of purpose, belonging, and support in a leadership is connected to professional identity as well as job satisfaction. According to the Belonging, Being, and Becoming Early Years Learning Framework version 2.0, secure, respectful, and reciprocal relationship and acknowledged as the basis of learning. DEWR 2022. Such relationships are destroyed when teacher turnover is high, and this impacts the continuity safety of children. Instability is also witnessed among the families as they need to establish trust and relationships with new employees. There is also lack of qualified teachers, which has triggered the overload of current ones, which in many cases leads to stress and burnout. Thorpe et al. 2018 discovered that educator well-being is one of the major determinants of service quality. In cases where well-being is impaired, educators became less capable of practicing reflexibly or delivering emotionally responsive care. This employee detention is not merely an employment problem but a quality problem that has direct influence on the educational and developmental achievements of children. Section 2, risk and implements EYLF with UN National Quality Standard. In cases where the services have difficulties With the retaining educator, there exist various risks concerning or EYL and the national quality standard. Secure respectful reciprocal relationship in one of the principles mentioned under the ALF high turnover with their learning and growth. Outcome 1 requires a continuity of relationships as follows. Children pose a strong sense of identity. The ever-changing staff team contradict this result and influence the possibility of children to feel safe and connected in learning environment. The leadership aspect, poor retention rates also compromise the concept of collaborate, leadership, and teamwork. These entrenched in the framework, the lack of long-term stability in the term of educator, often leaving the field, deprives teams a chance to trust each other, exchange knowledge, and discuss the practice in a reflective manner. Regarding the national quality standard, staff retention is directly related to a number of quality areas. Quality area 4. Staff arrangements focus on the fact that experienced and stable educators improve learning and well-being of children. The change of staff frequently results in inconsistent pedagogy and dysfunctional curriculum delivery. Area 7. Governments and leadership emphasize the requirement of quality leadership to sustain the process of continuous improvement, and among the staff, consistent turnover can be a sign of bad leadership or a bad organizational culture. Quality area 6. Collaborative partnerships with families. Families appreciate stable and family educated trust and communication are lost when the continuity is lost. My professional experience of working in the framework of the placement revealed that services that have stable and supportive leadership teams have high staff or moral and enhanced collaboration. Teachers in those schools had a higher chance to have a reflective conversations, exchange strategies, and show passion to their work. On the other hand, morale in high turnover services was low, and in most cases, educators felt isolated and overworked. In general, workforce instability poses significant dangers to the process of our EYLF and the national quality standard implementation. It restrains the ability of educators to sustain quality interaction and compromises the leadership practices that can be used to establish reflective learning communities. Section 3. Strategy to address staff retention. In order to resolve the problem, staff retention, research and policy literature constantly emphasize the role of good leadership, professional learning, as well as well-being oriented cultures of work. Distributed leadership and transformational leadership. Transformational leaders are effective in encouraging and motivating teachers to perceive themselves as a professional when in AK. At all 2020, note that great leaders of early childhood empower personnel by encouraging them to make decisions together and trust in them. Transformational leaders feel the vision of what they would like to see, mentor and reward their teams. Distributed guaranteed leaderships guarantees that every educator is represented in the curriculum planning and reflective practice and promotes ownership and participation. Professional learning and mentoring programs continues professional growth, enhance educators' professional confidence and job satisfaction. SCE CQA 2070 promote the use of mentoring systems and professional learning communities by services. Reflecting a dialogue offers a chance for the educator to share experiences, solve problems together, and establish a sense of belonging. According to Road 2013, teachers are more likely to stay in this industry when they feel that they have been supported to advance in terms of their profession. Well-being and workload management. Thorpe 2018 and Jones and Pound 2018 underline the educator well-being should be considered one of the central aspect of quality practice. The policies that the service can implement to help achieve work-life balance, availability of mental health resources, and frequent check-ins with the staffs can be applied. Burnout and commitment can be decreased by flexible working time, suitable workload, and appreciation of effort. Understanding and Career Ladder. Early Childhood Australia 2021 proposes professional career advancement and better payment for compensate. The professional of educators, teachers are more willing to remain in it when they are able to see long-term career opportunity and professional respect. Shared culture and critical practice. Lastly, commitment and innovation can be encouraged by establishing a culture of collaboration in the work environment where every educator involved in decision-making process. Reflective practice states one of the core improvements process by UILFA2. Leaders can exemplify this through helping to organization frequent reflective gathering in which educators evaluate people's their achievements and collaborate in change strategies. Through their strategies, leader will build able to build workplace that retain staff as well as the help them to develop passion learning and experience in early childhood education. So here's the conclusion. Finally, retention of staff is a burning issue in the Australian early childhood education department. It has a direct influence and it has a base in system and reason like the lack of voices, appreciation, and workload. Nevertheless, effective and kind leadership help a lot, so we demonstrate through the research. By using transformational leadership, professional mentoring, well-being support, and collaborating cultures, services are able to build environments in which educators feel valued, respected, and motivated to grow. Such strategies are aligned with the UILF version 2 and national quality and keys and reinforce the professional practice as well as the learning outcome of the children. Being a young educator, I've been taught that leadership cannot be limited to the title, but it is a process of influence, care, and reflection. When we develop our teacher, we develop our children, our families, and we develop the future of early childhood education in Australia. So here's some reference. You can see the reference here. Thank you so much.